Nia Long is back with some juicy insider tea about Will Smith, and child, it is not looking good for Will. Will has been having it rough in the past couple of months, but according to reports, we have no idea just how badly he has it. Well, sources have it that Nia is convinced that Will is struggling with life right now, and she is determined to save Will from the shackles that are holding him back. Y'all won't believe the things that Will has been going through, and you're going to want to sit down for this. Okay, so one of the many reasons why Will seems to be struggling is because of his marriage to Jada. And trust, Nia has never been a fan of this relationship. I can't say that this is all that surprising because we all know that Will and Jada's marriage has been exposed for being quite toxic in the past couple of years. I don't think it's going to be much of a stretch to say that Will and Jada have one of the wildest falls from grace that we've seen in a long time. I mean, one minute they were the perfect Hollywood couple and relationship goals, and the next minute we found out that it was all smoke and mirrors because they were pretty messed up.
We ride together,
we die together.
Bad marriage for life.
Things just started falling apart for the marriage after that messy Red Table Talk interview, and I don't think Will's reputation has improved since then. Like, even August Alsina claimed that Will gave him permission to have an affair with Jada.
I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation. He gave me his blessing, and I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life.
Yeah, he's never come back from that. I know that Jada has also gotten a crazy amount of backlash, but most of the backlash has been people calling her out for how she treats Will. Now, I'm going to admit that many people go overboard when dragging Jada, but it's often in response to something that she said or did to Will. The entanglement drama changed everything, and we really started seeing them in a different light, and it soon became clear that Will was in shackles. And y'all want to know the wild part? According to Nia Long, Will had been struggling for years before the whole entanglement stuff even came up. And when I say years, I'm talking about way back to the 90s. And if you're wondering how on earth Nia has so much information on Will, well, let me remind you that they have been friends for years. They first clicked when they both starred on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Nia was Will's love interest on the show, and they both stayed in touch over the years. So it's not surprising that she has some insider info on what is really going on with Will. Well, Will's struggles also go way back to the 90s, to the time of his beef with Tupac over Jada. Jada and Tupac used to be great friends, and they were so close that people still believe to this day that they were romantically and intimately involved, even though Jada has constantly denied this. Well, Will has always felt a type of way about the relationship, and even though Tupac has been gone for many years now, Will still feels a type of way about him and Jada.
Were you ever jealous of the love Jada had for Tupac?
Oh, fuck yeah. But she just loved him like he was the image of perfection, but she was with the Fresh Prince, you know, so it was like, I never could, like, even we were in a room together a couple times, I couldn't speak to him, you know.
And before y'all call Will immature and petty, let me tell you that Jada has kept Tupac's memory alive and well in the family, especially with the kids. She talks so highly of him to her kids that when Willow was only 11 years old, she wrote a letter to Tupac telling him that Will was not making Jada happy. She wrote, "Dear Tupac, I know you are alive and someplace. I think that my mommy really misses you. Can you please come back? Can you please come back so mommy and me can be happy? I wish you were here. I really do love Willow." Yeah, it's not hard to see why Will would be struggling so badly, because not only was his wife obsessed with Tupac, but his little girl also felt the same way, to the point where she was asking another man to come and make her mother happy. Talk about a mess. And it's not like Jada wasn't happy with Will because Will wasn't trying his best, because Will was honestly doing all he could to make Jada happy. For example, there's the time he spent 3 years planning a huge birthday party for her 40th that was supposed to help to lift her out of depression and midlife crisis that she was in, but Jada ended up throwing it back in his face.
After her 37th birthday, I hired a team to orchestrate her 40th birthday. I had hired a documentary team. I traced mommy's family roots. Performed, I debuted the film, all of that. It was going to be the thing that lifted her out of this midlife crisis, and it was going to be my deepest, most beautiful proclamation of love. And she's told me that the party was the most ridiculous display of my ego.
And let's not forget about the videos where Jada likes to talk down on Will while recording, and then she posts the entire video for the world to see.
Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh my goodness.
if you could film me.
Astaire, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Don't. No, cause she don't just.
And ever since the whole Oscar fiasco, his career hasn't really recovered. He did release his movie Emancipation, but it failed to attract any audience, and he has been pretty much absent from the media. Also, he went to India to treat his anxiety and heal his trauma. So yeah, it's not really surprising that Will has been struggling. As his longtime friend, Nia hates the fact that Will is struggling, and insiders claim that she especially hates the fact that Jada seems to be the reason he is struggling so bad. For those who don't know, Jada and Nia also have some past history of their own, but it isn't really so nice. Allegedly, Jada always felt threatened of Nia's achievement and her friendship with Will. They have been rivals since the 90s, so even though they're not outrightly feuding, there is still some tension between them.
I started really working as an actress. There were about 4 of us. The women that I was in constant competition with, mostly it was me and Jada. It was like, oh, do you want the brown-skinned spicy girl, or do you want the light-skinned spicy girl? Which one do you want?
So when you add that to the fact that Jada has been giving Will a tough time for the entirety of their marriage, yeah, it's not exactly hard to see why Nia would feel a type of way about Jada. She even hinted at this in an interview where she revealed that Will had changed so much from the jovial person she knew while they were filming The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air together, because he had become less jovial and even kind of sad. She said, "I just remember that Will was this energetic, goofy, funny guy that was obsessed with playing golf and sneakers. And he was just the happiest person. He was like Disneyland. Will Smith was like Disneyland during The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I love him and I will always love him, and he's had an incredible career, and he's carried a burden for many years to try to represent what perfection looks like or achievement looks like. And I don't think that, at least when we were growing up, there was room to be human, and I think he's now able to be human." But y'all want to know the interesting part about this? Is that people believe that the reason Nia is speaking about Will's situation is that she is secretly in love with him.
Will Smith, I love him so much. He's just he's a natural born teacher. He definitely lives by his own rules.
I mean, take a look at how she reacted when she saw him on the red carpet. And now that she is single, there are many fans who think they should get together and leave their toxic situations behind. Many left comments saying, "Jada don't even look at Will with that amount of love and admiration. That's crazy. Such a better and beautiful couple, and she would represent him well. And definitely the woman Will needed in his life, not the narcissistic one he chose. I can definitely see why Jada would feel threatened by Nia. Nia is gorgeous, beautiful inside and out." But do you guys think that Nia is really in love with Will, or are people reaching with this one? Let me know what you think, and if you love this video, then you'll want to check out the next one.